Alrighty, this is Anakar with WPGN, and today we're going to be doing a review of a mod called Tekkit for Minecraft, and this is Tekkit Main, not Tekkit Lite or any of that. So yeah, we'll get started here, and we'll go over a few things. I'm not going to do a let's play on this at the moment because it would just take way too long. So we'll create a world. Let's see. I'll do that just so I can show you a bunch of stuff. Okay. Now, this mod, I guess, mod pack, more like it, introduces a lot of mod packs. There's a lot of them to load. So if you're going to play this, you will need you will need quite a bit of RAM to launch with. But let's go over some of the stuff that you can do with Tekkit. It has a lot of technology in it. You can do like solar panels, stuff like that. Wow, okay, thanks guys. You got a lot of really crappy stuff to use here, and one stick. Cool. All right. And we're going to take the chest too. Alright, so wow, some nice open area here. Alright, so one of the things about Tekkit is that there's a lot of stuff to do. Emmy Systems, space travel, you can go to Mars, stuff like that. So it's fairly in-depth, which is good because I get tired of playing mods that are just way too simple. That's one of the reasons why I can't stand vanilla. I mean, yeah, you could do a lot with redstone, but it's just not complicated enough for me. I was gonna do a cover or a review of TFC, Terra Firma Craft, but since playing the updated version, it's just not worth it. I really don't like what they've done with it. I'm sure that there are those, tryhards out there. Oh, well, the more realistic, the better the game. And, to me, there's a certain amount of realism that you can get in a game and still have it be fun to play. But once you get past a certain point, it no longer becomes entertaining. It's too real, and it makes things not fun anymore. But anyway, so I'm going to be doing these mod pack reviews for Minecraft, and let's build, let's play, and stuff like that. And I'll be doing them in collaboration with GenVamp Nation Productions, and I will give a link to their channel. They do game reviews, primarily at the moment console and movie and music reviews. So I urge you guys to check them out. And there will be a official WPGN announcement about it. When we've sorted everything out and got all the site fixed up and everything. But I do urge you to check them out and see what they've got going on over there. It's pretty cool. But yeah, all right. Let's get into what Tekkit's all about. So with Tekkit, you've got your vanilla crafting recipes. Like if I were to, just stick these in here, make a bunch of wood. And if I wanted to make, say a wooden sword, I could just do this, or there we go, and I have a wooden sword. So all the vanilla recipes still work. They haven't really gotten rid of any of those, so that's good. But there's a lot of other stuff. You have this thing here called NEI, and what this does is this allows you to search for an item that you're trying to make. Like, say I wanted to make a steam dynamo, right? You can type the entire name or part of the name in here, and on this side it'll show, everything with that, containing what you've typed. And if you click on it, it'll show you how to make it. And you can even jump like, oh, well, I need to know how to make this redstone transmission coil. I'm going to click on that. It tells you how to make that. You know, which is really, really helpful. You know, it saves on having to remember a lot of stuff, which is great. You know, now with Tekkit, there's a lot of things that work very well, and there's some things that, you know, they're not really worth doing. You could, but it's just a waste of materials. But that's, you know, also depend on what kind of player you are, so I will leave that up to you guys to play for yourself and kind of figure that out. Now I'm going to go into creative to kind of spawn some of this stuff in and show you what kinds of things that you can make with this. So one of the kinds of things that you can make with this, they're called Dynamos. Now you've got a few different types here. You've got a steam dynamo, which runs off of water and coal. You have a magmatic dynamo, which runs off of magma. You know, a compression dynamo, which runs off of compressed cobble and stuff like that. And a reactant dynamo, which I haven't really personally. We'll put one of them down, see what it. You know. Oops. Let's see. Reactant dynamo. Now I would assume that you probably put like yellorium or maybe uranium. So we'll spawn a couple of these and we'll see what that does. I don't know if that will work or not. No. Okay. Alright, so I'm not really sure what type of fuel the reactant dynamo takes. I've never messed with them before. But basically, early game, these dynamos here are how you're going to, you know, power most of your stuff. They produce, you know, a redstone flux signal, which most of your machine's going to take, like a redstone furnace, a pulverizer machine, stuff like that. Which, by the way, there's a lot to get into. So for people just, you know, deciding they want to play this game, or this mod pack, this is going to be your best friend, early game. The pulverizer with the steam dynamo underneath of it, that's going to be your best friend. What this does is you take all your ores, you know, like gold, silver, copper, iron, stuff like that. You stick them in here, and for every one piece of ore that you put in here, you get 2 dusts. Now each of these dusts melts down into an ingot, so you're basically doubling your ore ratio. So that's going to be your best friend in the beginning of the game. They're fairly easy to make. You know, you do a little bit of resource gathering, and you know that's pretty much, you know, that pretty much gives you an edge. Now this right here, if nobody knows, this is an oil spout. This is a naturally formed, you know, oil well. And there are things that you can make for this that you can gather this, turn it, you know, put it into tanks and use it as a fuel source. So, you know, there's a lot of that as well. This goes all the way up into the age of atomic science and space travel. Which is really, really cool. So there's a lot of things you can do with it. There's a lot of, I mean, they have all the same mobs that Vanilla does. The Ender Dragon is around. You can still summon the Wither. But they also have a few new ones, you know, like aliens and advanced creepers and advanced spiders and whatnot. And basically what that means is that they have given them the ability to survive in hostile environments like the moon where there's no oxygen. You know, you might see, you know, like an advanced creeper or whatever, which basically means that it's carrying around a little oxygen tank, which is kind of funny. You know, we call them scuba creepers and scuba spiders because that's what they look like, in a little diving helmet on their head kind of deal. Now, you will also notice that there's a mod in here that gives you different colored trees. You know, so let's cut one of these down. And this is running tree Capitator, so you hit the bottom and the whole thing falls. Now, what it's given us here is stained saplings. You can use these stained saplings to make different things, like different colored backpacks. I think the red, green, and blue ones are used to make hollow emitters for camouflage and power armor. See, now you've got some. Now we got some light blue stained saplings, and you can indeed replant these and use some bone meal to make them grow. Great way of harvesting. Harvesting more saplings. So you cut that one down, you get a few more. But yeah, you've got all the standard friendly mobs, cows, sheep, so on and so forth. Chickens, of course. This is a fairly heavy mod pack to run. It's got quite a bit of mods in it. But it's really not too bad. It's a little heavy on the system, but it's not that bad. Here's one of these other things. Okay, these are called dimensional doors, and this is a separate mod pack. Which, if you don't want these, you could just take these out and they won't generate. So let's go through this. Now, see, I've gone to a different dimension. So let's do a little exploring. This is a pocket dimension. And it is really dark in here. Right, so I'm not really sure what that... Oh, okay. Well then. Alright, I see. So there's dynamite up there. But yeah, these are all pocket dimensions with goodies and whatnot stuffed in them, if you can live through them. A lot of them are just kind of designed to kill you. But, you get some goodies if you can manage to survive it, so, there's that. And they have doors to increasingly other dimensions. And see, here's the, here's how this was formed. You got the redstone going up and doing this kind of deal. And that's how that, dungeon works. Granted, nobody knows that, but, you can see it if you look. Okay, I don't know why that one doesn't work, but... And, just to warn you, you can fall off of this and die. It will eventually kill you, and it will eventually kill you in creative mode, which is why I'm not going to stay over there. But you have these little, pocket dimensions that are, you can go into and loot and whatnot, if you can stay alive, and you can jump pocket dimensions too. Like, see, I just went through a different door. This one brought me out, into the world again. But I don't want to be in that place, I don't want to be there, so I'm going to go back to the first door that I came through and go through it. And it brings me out where I came in. If you fall out of them, most of the time you die, but every now and again it will drop you back into the overworld. So you've got a lot of other things. You got that NEI add-on, which is really, 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 really helpful. You got a lot of stuff you can make. There's different types of power as well. You can, convert to... I call them megajoules. I'm pretty sure that they're actually called Minecraft joules, but that's the purely electric power source. There is redstone flux, which is RF, and there's one more. I can't remember what it's called, but there is another one. Kilowatts. That's it. So you've got all that stuff. You can make power armor. And install different modules and stuff in there. And they're fairly grueling to make. It'll take you a while. You can build multi-block machines. One of those is a reactor, and the other one is a turbine. Both which are different ways of generating power. So you could do that. And we do have a series on how to build some of those. There's a lot of systems designed for automation, like like the GUI systems in the machines, or if you really wanted to get really technical about it and really detailed, there is an Emmy System. Should we type this in? You know, you can see like a Emmy pattern provider, controller, a drive, you know, pattern encoder, wireless access point, access terminal, interface. There's just a lot that goes into it. It's got a lot of parts. It's very complicated. I am actually still in the process of figuring all this stuff out so I can make a how-to video on it. But it's very in-depth. You've got quarries that you can mine with. You got a lot of stuff. Now, most servers will have these banned because they do put really big holes in the map and they spit out a lot of garbage, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. You know, so if we really wanted to power this quarry, what we could do is we could pop an energy cell up next to it. Now, these are only available in creative mode. These are infinite power supplies. I'm just doing this for the purpose of showing you guys what this, how this works. So we'll get some conduit here. We'll power this little sucker up. Now, so there we go. And this is looking at where it's going to, yep, there you go. See, it's starting to cube this stuff out. It's building its own frame and everything. It's actually kind of cool to watch. The only problem with these, and the reason that why most servers have these banned, is because they make a huge hole in the ground. And I mean, I don't really blame people for not wanting to fill them up because it's a lot of work. But you can't really blame the server owners for not wanting huge holes in their map because people fall into them and die, or whatever. And that's basically how that works. And now what this will do is it will continue to mine stuff, and you see how it's spitting all this crap out? It will continue to spit all of that stuff that it's gathering out, including any ores that it may hit. Now, if it hits water, oil, magma, or anything like that, it will not mine. You see, it's stopping where that water is, kind of. Now, when it goes back, it will not do that. No, I guess it is. I don't know why it is now, but usually if it hits like oil, or maybe it's just oil and lava. But I know that there are certain things that it can't actually mine across. So it will stop, and you'll have to either clear it out or reposition it, and stuff like that. Now, here's the thing: if you break one of these, it doesn't stop. Okay. I guess the only way to stop it is to get rid of the quarry itself, and then you have to go through and take the whole frame apart and all that stuff. But that's what quarries do. Most servers have them banned, but there are other options, like if you've got quite a bit of tech, you've got some stuff that you can work with. Laser drills are great. The only hole that you have to make is one hole down to bedrock. You put the laser drill on top of it, and it will generate ore. It doesn't actually break any blocks, it just generates ore. The only problem with it is it sucks a lot of power, so you're going to need a pretty strong reactor to power it. There is also, as I said, space travel. You can go to Mars, you can go to the moon. You will need to make oxygen tanks and create oxygen stable environments there if you're going to stay there. Yeah, that's Tekkit. That's some of the stuff that you can do. We've been playing on our multiplayer server, and it's actually really fun. There's a lot of stuff to keep you busy for quite a while. So yeah, and if you want to check any of that stuff out, just head over to WPGN.engine.com, and we've got all of our servers listed there. They maintain a 24/7 uptime, other than maybe a slight hiccup here and there where we have to fix a pocket dimension, and that's easy. It's as simple as a little reboot. But yeah, if you want to check that out, feel free. And as I mentioned, we will be making some of these videos for GenVamp Nation Productions. That way we can supply them with some content. So check them out as well. And that's Tekkit. So thank you for watching, and hope you all enjoyed it.